Hey, magnificent humans. Let's go through this last lesson for Unit 5. And yes, I'm going to say the same thing. It is easy, so please do not freak out. However, it is a new concept that you did not know in 7th grade, but it is very highly correlated to what you learned in 7th grade. And all the stuff that lead up to it, you do know, and it is simple. So let me zoom in. We're doing 8.9a. Identify and verify the values of x and y that simultaneously satisfy two linear equations in the form of y equals mx plus b from the intersections of the graphed equations. That's a lot of words, but if you break it down, it basically just means find where the x and y coordinates are the same between two different equations, linear equations. Basically just where they cross or intersect on the graph. So again, super easy, super simple. We're gonna break it down. Starting with some vocab words. Intersection is an exact point where two lines, graphs of equations, cross. Moving on. Simultaneous means occurring at the same time. Like I am simultaneously doing these notes, recording them, and talking about it, and breathing, and my heart is beating. All the things simultaneously happening at the same time. The slope-intercept form is one that you already know. It is y equals mx plus b format, meaning we have a multiplicative and an additive. It is basically just our non-proportional equation, where our proportional equation is y equals kx, which we did day 1. The y-intercept is the y-coordinate of the point where the graph of the line crosses on the y-axis, which you already know that. So let's get into today's notes. Last page. Simultaneously satisfies. So the formulas we're using are y equals mx plus b, and we will also identify on the graph, but I'm telling you guys, you already know this. We're just putting everything you already know together, making it simple. All right, example 1. Alex has read, let's back up. Our essential question is, what does the intersection of two linear equations mean? So basically, we're trying to figure out where they cross on the graph, what on earth does that mean, and why do I need to know it? Example 1. Alex has read 2 books and plans on reading 1 more each week. So now I'm going back and cubing it. He has already read 2. So I know that that has to be my additive, my b. So b equals 2. And plans on reading 1 more each week. So I know m equals 1. So my equation is y equals 1x plus 2. We don't write the 1 though, because did you notice how that's like a silly waste of my ink, which is digital, so it's not really a waste of anything. It's 1x, and I still have y equals 1x plus 2, y equals x plus 2. So now I'm going to use this equation to create my table, meaning y equals 0 plus 2, which is 2. 1 plus 2, which is 3. Y equals 2 plus 2, which is 4. 3 plus 2, which is 5. I am substituting in the weeks for x into my equation, x plus 2. And instead of writing x, I'm writing the number and then calculating what the y equals. Cool, there's my table. Next linear equation. So this is my first equation. Now I'm working on my second equation. Amber has read 3 books. So since she's already done it, I know that that's b. So b in this case is 3. And we'll read 1 more each week. Every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. So m equals 1 every 2, which we know to be half, 0.5. So in this case, my equation is y equals 0.5x plus 3. So plugging my numbers into my formula, 0.5x plus 3. Instead of writing 0.5x, I'm writing 0.5 times 0 plus 3. 0.5 times 0 is 0 plus 3 is 3. 0.5 times 1 is 0.5 plus 3 is 3.5. 0.5 times 2 plus 3. Half of 2 is 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 0.5 times 3 plus 3. Half of 3 is 1.5. 1.5 plus 3 is 4.5. There we have it. Those are our two linear equations. Now we're going to figure out where they intersect on the line. But first, let me put these tables on there. So let me use orange for Alex's graph. So after 0 weeks, he has read 2 books. After 1 week, he has read 3 books. After 2 weeks, he has read 4 books. And it looks like we are just going up at a constant rate of 1 book per week, which makes sense because that's literally what the word problem told us. Amber, we're doing in green. So Amber, after 0 weeks, she has read 3 books. After 1 week, she has read 3.5. After 2 weeks, she has read 4. After 3 weeks, she has read 4.5. And after 4 weeks, oh, well, that's really it, but it would be 5. Or, yeah, 5 books. So here is Amber's line. As you were plotting Amber's points, was there a time when there was already an ordered pair there? Oh, why, yes, there was. The ordered pair was 2, 4. I could also see that in the tables. I have 2, 4 and 2, 4. Let me actually do that in orange. I like my color coding. So after 2 weeks, Alex and Amber have both read 4 books. The same number of books. Okay, the whole point of simultaneously satisfies is we're trying to see what points satisfies both equations. Meaning, if I actually substitute in, so 2, 4, so 4 is y, x is 2. 2 plus 2 does equal 4 because I substituted in the 2 for x and the 4 for y. Same thing here. If I substitute in 4 for y, equals 0.5 times 2 plus 3. That does come out to 4 equals 4. So they simultaneously satisfy. The same point works for both equations. The same x-coordinate and the same y-coordinate works for both equations, even though the equations are different. Cool, let's go through another example to really try to drill this in. So, Kelly. Let's keep our color coding up. Kelly collects and sells handbags. She currently has 8. So I know B equals 8. And sells 2 bags every 3 weeks. So M equals 2 bags per 3 weeks. So my equation is y equals 2/3 x plus 8. All right, let's plug this in. So 2/3 times 0 plus 8 equals 8. 2/3 times 3 plus 8 equals 10. Right? Oh no. She sells. Dagnabbit, guys. This should be negative. Dagnabbit. Okay. My first one doesn't change though, but my second one definitely does. So negative 2/3 plus 3. Sorry, negative 2/3 times 3 plus 8. Negative 2/3 times 3 equals negative 2. Negative 2 plus 8 equals 6. Negative 2/3 times 6 plus 8. Negative 2/3 times 6 equals negative 4. Negative 4 plus 8 is positive 4. Negative 2/3 times 9 plus 8. Negative 2/3 times 9 equals negative 6 plus 8 equals 2. So let's go ahead and graph these ordered pairs. 0, when x is 0, y is 8. When x is 3, y is 6. Looks like we're going down 2 over 3, which should make sense. Down 2 over 3. When x is 6, y is 4. Down 2 over 3, right? Because my slope is negative 2/3. Cool. Set up our first linear equation. Beautiful. Now let's go ahead and look at Carmen to see when they are the same. Carmen also collects and sells handbags. She currently has 5. So I know B equals 5. And buys, she's buying, which means this is a positive, buys 1 every 3 weeks. So M equals positive 1/3. So Y equals 1/3 X plus 5. All right, let's substitute in and figure out our table. 1/3 times 0 plus 5 equals 5, because anything times 0 is 0. 1/3 of 3 is 1, plus 5 is 6. 1/3 of 6 is 2, plus 5 is 7. 1/3 of 9 is 3, plus 5 is 8. So now I'm going to graph it. When x is 0, y is 5. When x is 3, y is 6. So guys, this time I am rising 1, running 3. Rising 1, running 3. Rising 1, running 3, because my slope is 1/3, right? And is there a point where they were the same? Why, yes. The order pair was 3, 6, which means after 3 weeks, Alex and Amber, nope, not Alex and Amber. That's a typo, guys. Kelly and Carmen had the same number of handbags. Which is 6. Basically, on the STAR test, they're going to give you graphs, and you just have to be able to identify the point where the lines cross, which is super duper easy. Or be able to identify in the tables when they're the same, which you already know how to create a table, you already know how to create an equation from a word problem, and you already know how to graph a table onto a coordinate plane. So all of this is really very easy. You also know how to identify an order pair from a graph. I just feel like we're just throwing all those things together. We're calling it simultaneously satisfies, which is also the same thing as systems of equations. You might hear it the same way, and especially next year in algebra, you will hear it as systems of equations. But it's easy peasy, y'all. And if it isn't, ask a teacher for help or start the Edpuzzle over and watch it again. You guys are amazing. You can do this.